Okay guys, so the T-Max that you usually see me running with 0%, the piston and sleeves really wore out, so it likes to stall after about a minute once it warms up. But I thought I'd fire up my old OS 15 CV Hyper. Well, it's just a regular CV, but with a Hyper head on our 0%. So with tuning these, you will notice when you first start it that it's going to be so rich that it won't want to move. So you will have to lean your high speed a little bit, and you will have to make a larger idle gap, as you can see, because nitromethane introduces oxygen into your fuel and helps it burn. Essentially, pure nitromethane can almost burn with no air at all if it's in the right conditions. But usually that idle gap would be massive and the engine or the truck would be trying to drive all over the place by itself if it was running on, say, 20% or 30%. So you have to make a larger idle gap. You often will have to lean your low speed just a little bit and lean your high speed out a little bit. A little bit more than, say, 20%. And if you play your cards right, it should be just fine. Because some people said, well, how hard is it to start? It's not. It just requires a little bit leaner tuning than you're used to. But temperature-wise, about the same as 20%, roughly. Yeah, so let's see if I can't fire this guy back up. It's been sitting for about 2 years now. Let's see. My tripod's shit to bed, so I'm kind of trying to use whatever I got here to do that with. That's going to be a pain in the ass, I know it. Oh, it smells so good. Don't want all that fuel in the engine. It's less corrosive because there's not less nitromethane, or there's no nitromethane in it rather. But as you can see, this is at 10%. There's plenty oil coming out of there, so nothing to worry about. Ugh, and it smells absolutely fantastic. But yeah, like I was saying, you can run any small block or big block on 0%, but you will have to lean your high, your low, maybe. Well, I mean, all carbs are different rather. Well, all engines are different too. So this guy wanted half turn high speed and about a quarter turn of the low speed. And if I had to guess on the idle gap of that, it's quite large. So probably what, 2 millimeters, something like that. So yeah, because like I said, with nitromethane, with say 20 or 30%, because of its oxygen in there that it creates, you can turn your idle gap down really tiny, and it'll sit there and idle all day long, no problem. But without nitro, that's a little bit more difficult. So just something to keep in mind. Now, Klotz Nitropropane is available on Amazon, but because I live in the frozen shithole of Hoth, and they won't ship it here because, well, Canada fucking sucks for everything. Apparently, Lordco Auto Parts over here in BC, where I'm at, in Vernon, I can't remember the name of your channel is, but someone pointed that out. Apparently, they have it. So I'm going to go to my local Lordco down here in the Vancouver area and see if they can order it for me. And what I'm going to do is go with this. We're going to run with 10% oil, as usual, with our 0%. And we're going to add 20% by volume. Yeah. Of Klotz Nitropropane, which is nitropropane and not nitromethane, which is, they do similar things, but nitromethane is better. But apparently Klotz Nitropropane, or just nitropropane in general, if you can get it, is very similar. So that's going to be another video, so hopefully soon. If I can't get it ordered here, I'll have to find someone from the US to ship me a bottle of it, and we'll see what happens. But I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on that and what you need to do. So like I said, a little bit leaner here, a little bit leaner there, and a bigger idle gap. Also, a hotter plug helps too. Little engines like these little OSs here, they like the OS LC3, or no, sorry, not LC3, OS A3, or OS number 6, which is a short reach plug. I made videos on short and long reach plugs before. Stuff like your 3.3s and 2.5s and some other, big blocks like your Force engines and stuff, they require a long plug, and they like to have the OS LC3 plugs. So the hotter plug does help. Does help them run. But if you guys can get methanol like a drag strip and yourself a jug of some clots, super Technoplate oil, and whatnot, then you're off to the races pretty much. Just a little bit of tuning, sometimes a little bit higher compression ratio. Someone also asked, with the cylinder head shims, oh, my engine has 3 shims, what should I do? If you have 3 shims, pull 1. If you have 2 shims, pull 1. If you have 1 shim, don't pull any. That's it. Some engines are happy to run with 0%, others aren't as happy without more tuning and stuff like that. But 0%, because of lack of nitromethane, does want a little bit more ignition timing and overall engine timing, so the higher compression ratio does help with that. So hopefully that clears some things up for you guys. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. And keep on burning nitro out there. Or 0%. Burn something. I don't know. Light your pants on fire and run around like an idiot. I have no idea. Whatever you want. Oh, and here comes Mr. Cool again. Just as cool as Paper Towel Boy. What pleb. Anyway, later, guys. Happy Monday.